Hello.
Hello, Evan Smith back here with Nick Price, aka Mr. Mutton Man, and today we're just going to bring you some of our reviews for our favorite video games. I'm going to go ahead and let this man.
So, I got this game for Christmas, and I really like it. WWE 2014, or 2K14 if you're a stickler, by 2K Games. I rather like 2K Games because, Borderlands. However, game isn't exactly the best because I've played a lot better. I mean, I have a few problems with the game, such as the fact of the hair is a really big problem because I really like a lot of the aspects of the game, like the 30 years of WrestleMania thing. 30 WrestleManias, yeah, that's fine. But it's a little bit dampened when Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart walk in and their hair looks like him.
That hurt.
Anyways, the graphics aren't the best for 2013, or the end of 2013, I should say. Because, there's a lot better, even though, Skyrim came out a few years ago. This doesn't look even close.
I think Skyrim has the best graphics of any video game that's come out in the last decade, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Although the game itself is kind of dark, and it everything kind of has the same undertone to it.
That's why you brighten shit.
Color-wise, no, I'm not talking about brightness on your TV. I'm just saying it's all almost gray. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, the Xbox One came out, and the graphics look pretty damn good on that.
As with the PS4.
Yeah, that too. However, we're not dealing with that. Plus, Dead Rising 3, I think? Is that
I don't know. I don't really follow Dead Rising games. I'm not a big fan, but
the Dead Rising 3, that's a dark game. It's grays and browns and looks like garbage. I mean, graphics are kind of nice looking, but it doesn't help when you got garbage colors. I mean, but also with WWE 2014, they don't have the best lineup of people because we have 2 versions of John Cena, 2 versions of Shawn Michaels, 2 versions of Ric Flair. We have a bunch of 2 versions of Brock Lesnar, even though he's basically the same exact person. Well, he is the same exact person, but he looks exactly the same as he did a few years back.
Failed in the UFC. Oh, let's not get off on a tangent here, but I don't want to say he failed.
He was kind of a dick.
He was.
Yeah. Anyways. But not only is the problem the multiple versions of the different characters, there's also the fact that we have David Otunga. I have not ever heard of him. Besides now, and apparently he's kind of like an accountant now, apparently. So he doesn't even wrestle anymore and you're putting him in the game. Even though he's not even part of the WrestleMania game mode. Sin Cara, Rey Mysterio, they're different people. And I'm fine with having 2 luchadors. I mean, I made a 3rd one. Luchadors are fun. However, 30 different costumes for John Cena, not really that fun when they're pretty much just a different color. It just takes up space. Also, the downloadable content that could have been used on maybe, the Usos or the Wyatt family, you could have, given us those. But you gave us 2 more versions of Kevin Nash and 2 more versions of Scott Hall. I mean, I like the Bruno Sammartino, Dusty Rhodes, Jake the Snake, Rick Rude. That was really cool. However, multiple versions of the characters we have, instead of just giving us, outfits, NWO Randy Savage. You could have just given him a costume. But the game is pretty solid technically. Besides the fact that it has a tendency to glitch out. Like, I texted you one day with the picture of the creepy character I made, and the game froze, and he looks like this gory mess, and it was just froze on my screen, and I was like, well, nice, thank you. But I was playing the game. I was in the WWE Universe mode, and I made my own shows. Deleted Raw, SmackDown, Superstars. I don't need those. I made entire rosters of characters. And I was playing in one of my shows as myself, and the game froze. I was stuck in the corner. The guy was still trying to grapple me, but my character was still frozen in the corner because, I don't know, because it had a bad day. The defeat the streak, defend the streak mode with the Undertaker, that's interesting. But it could have been used for many other things. Or, you know, more types of wrestling, like, you know, coffin matches, boiler room brawls, Mankind.
The classics.
Yeah, you know, those ones that nobody really liked. Anyway, what do you have?
Alright, with my remaining 2 minutes of time, I
apologize.
No.
You wanted me to go
no,
first.
It's okay, no. If you know me at all, I'm a huge fan of NHL 14. How do you know? There could be some people watching this who... Anyway, let's not waste time. I'm a huge fan of hockey, NHL, and I love to play NHL 14. As much as I love the game, and as much as, you know, I support EA Sports and their making of the game and the job that they have done, there's a lot of things wrong with the game. For example, the computer AI is horrendous. Fellow NHL players would know. Online at all, the computer defense does nothing. You have two defensemen, and unless you're one of them, you're probably not going to get much done in the defensive zone. They don't step up and attack the puck carrier. They rarely poke check. They don't really hit in the defensive zone, and when they do, they take penalties for it. And it's just, you know, extremely irritating when you're trying to win a game and your computers are really stupid. The passes are barely ever there. It's just really irritating to try to play with computer AI that is terrible, to be honest. I hate to say it, EA, but it's true. Also, just a couple, like, little things. In the GM modes, my favorite mode, personally, I play it all the time. It's probably one of the most popular modes on the NHL franchise. There's an issue when you get a few years into your GM mode where, say, in 2016, a player was drafted by the Buffalo Sabres, first overall, and he's a goalie. A few years down the road, when the Sabres need some salary cap, they let that player go instead of letting go a really crappy goalie that they don't need. I saw an instance where the Sabres had Ryan Miller, Jonas Enroth, and 2 more 80 overall goaltenders and a bunch of prospects, and they let go their 4.5-star green potential 19-year-old goalie going to unrestricted free agency, and I think that needs to be fixed for NHL 15, definitely. And because, you know, it's not realistic. That's not going to happen in real life in the NHL. General managers aren't just going to let their players go. But I'm running out of time here, so I'll get quick to the point. Also, the scouting assignments on GM mode are annoying, to say the least. You send them out for 6 weeks to wherever you want them to go, and they come back, and they will not stop bothering you until you send them out again. If you're just trying to simulate a month or two in the season and you're just, you know, letting it run, you can't, because that scout will always come back and stop your game, stop your simulation. And I think that's really, really irritating. But, yeah. Unfortunately, if I had more time, I'd elaborate and probably make the video a bit better, but we have 7 seconds left.
Part 2, right here, maybe.
Yes. I don't know.
Or the
Wherever on the screen it belongs.